Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're doing well. I really do hope that. And I realise here in the new office, though, now decorated a bit, still a bit reverby. We'll sort that out over time. I'll get some rugs on the wall or something, or yeah. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. Really do hope that. And welcome back to Chelsea News. We're going to talk about, the dying embers of the closing hours, days of the transfer window. Of course, things popping off. Chelsea trying to sign players. Chelsea trying to sell players. And lots to talk about. Thank you for joining me. Please do consider dropping a like with this overlay graphic simply over here. Yes, you're welcome to subscribe as well. And let's have a transition screen. We might get the green screen back. We'll see how we're doing. Guys, last video we spoke about Malo Gusto, the Lyon right back, who seemingly looks really, really appropriate for us. We need, alternative options from Reece James there, who we probably overcook and over-rely on. Though Lyon are willing to sell, the French, the president, Jean-Michel Aulas, basically wants us to loan him back. A Christian Pulisic kind of thing, essentially. So we buy him, give them the money, and loan him back for 6 months. He wants him to play for the rest of the season. Now, this is tough because he is a player that we want and need. And if he really fits the bill, and this is an opportunity to make sure that we are indeed signing him, maybe we should just do it and take the L for the rest of the season. Wait till Reece James is fully okay to return into the right back position. And I guess just, rotate with Trevor Chalobah and Cesar Azpilicueta. The thing is, once we have, Wesley Fofana returning, N'Golo Kante with ages, Ben Chilwell, having this scintillatingly exciting front three of João Felix, Mudryk, and Noni Madueke, who's apparently really impressing in training, and, Graham Potter's excited about what he will bring the new young right winger. So, with all that positivity flowing back into the camp, into Stamford Bridge, into Cobham, maybe we say, alright, it's not ideal, we wanted a cover for right back for the rest of the season, but maybe we do this, like we did with Borussia Dortmund and Christian Pulisic. Maybe we say, alright, send him back for 6 months, and let's have him in the summer for a rebuild. Whether Chelsea will go for that or not is, yet to be seen. If we do go for it, then I guess it's still a good thing ultimately, but we'll watch the space. Chelsea may well just still keep pushing for a permanent transfer, offer more money, apply pressure, and we'll see what happens there. Let's move on. Chelsea are willing to let Hakim Ziyech go for £17.5 million, according to Gianluca Di Marzio, of course, the journalist. We bought Hakim Ziyech for £35 million when he was like 26. He was obviously coming with great pedigree, Ajax's greatest and most creative and productive player, much better numbers than what Antony has produced at Manchester United, but we got him for less than half the money. Granted, of course, it hasn't worked out. He hasn't basically found, Frank Lampard got a bit out of him. We kind of had a few moments with him under Thomas Tuchel, playing a 4-1-4-1 when he played right mid. We sort of played that formation to accommodate Hakim Ziyech. But lately, he's looked alright in the team as well. But we can't be fooled. And this is not fooled is the wrong term, because Hakim Ziyech is clearly very talented, and in many ways unique footballer. But we have to rebuild. If he's played good, he's looked well, he's looked good. If we can get 20 million for him, that's what we have to do. We have to make player sales. Chelsea do rely quite heavily, if you look at the financial books and stuff, we certainly historically have relied heavily on the financial sales or, revenue generated from player sales. And, even though we could argue we should have got more for Tammy, well, Tammy we got 40 million actually, but, for Kayo Tomori certainly, and some of the youngsters that went, Hakim Ziyech is 29 going on 30. He is looking okay. He played well in the World Cup. That's fresh in people's minds. And it looks like Roma want him to replace Nicolo Zaniolo. I guess we go for it. You know, Mudryk is going to play. Felix might play on that side as well. Sterling might come back and play on that side. He can play on the right. Many people will be frustrated to see Hakim Ziyech go, but if it's a way of generating revenue, I mean, you could say the same for both. I don't think Pulisic is going to go in January. We'll see what happens in the summer. If he can't break into that front three, he may well push for a move, and Chelsea may try and get as much cash as they can for Christian Pulisic in the summer. But it does look like Ziyech is the one to go. He was being linked with a return to Ajax. Of course, long was he being linked to a transfer to Milan in Serie A, which would have been a great transfer for him. Of course, the current Scudetto holders, exciting team, title challengers, Champions League team. Again, we'll have to see what happens, but, you know, if he goes, he goes. Gotta make them peas, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So Chelsea are going to be very active in the transfer window before the end. Cy Phillips on Twitter, citing Ben Jacobs, Chelsea are still working on multiple targets this window. I'm going to read a little extract here from Simon Phillips' website, chelsea-news.co. After today, there are just 4 days remaining in the transfer window, and despite being already very busy so far, and indeed it's been very busy, Chelsea are still expected to be one of the busiest clubs in the next days. Multiple sources have now said that the most recent, and the most recent being the insider, of course the CBS reporter Ben Jacobs, on his questions and answers Twitter session. So yes, he said Chelsea are still working on multiple targets a lot. Now, whether that means we want to bring in multiple targets or we're just assessing multiple options. And apparently we are the one to watch in the transfer window, which we have been so far ever since Big Todd came in with Clearlake. Obviously, he had many Chelsea fans in his mentions. This is Ben Jacobs. And much of it last night was talking about Moises Caicedo. From Brighton, it's still coming up. So, yes, Moises Caicedo's come up. And plot twist, Arsenal have come in with a big bid. We had a £55 million bid rejected for Moises Caicedo. Again, a player that I believe cost Brighton €5 million, which is like, what, £3.5 million, and they waved us away with £100 million valuation, which is eye-watering and quite simply just peculiar. I mean, clearly he's a good player, but I've been looking at this dude's scouting report, and he had a good World Cup, but like, what? Why can't we just spend all this money on somebody else? But apparently Arsenal are trying to gazump Chelsea back. And to be honest, to a degree, they're welcome to, though solid law, he'll go there and be excellent. You know, I think they need more like backup for Thomas Partey, because without him, they're a different side. Yeah, so, I mean, you know, it's not quite the Mudryk thing, but yeah, Chelsea bid 55, was rejected. Arsenal have just put a £60 million bid in. It's a lot of money. Like, Brighton have made so much money lately, and it's just an opportunity for them to keep doing that. You know, they sold Cucurella to us for 65 million. They sold Ben White to Arsenal for 50 million pounds. They probably sold, I can't remember how much Yves Bissouma went to Tottenham, but I imagine it's a lot of money. So they're making hundreds of millions in revenue for selling players, and they're bringing in often what seem like upgrades from nowhere. They just pluck them out of the ether. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm pleased about this new Chelsea model, the multi-club model and everything, because you get Enzo Fernandez for £8 million or whatever, you know, the 10 million euros, £8 million, whatever he was originally worth, and you don't have to spend 120 million euros because you've got these multi-club, you know, smaller clubs in Portugal plucking out the talent from South America and Europe, and they come to like your Portuguese club or your whatever club, and then you don't have to spend silly money. Ben Jacobs said this on Twitter. So Chelsea are working on multiple targets. He doesn't think Lavia will be possible in January, who was of course referenced in the question. Caicedo is still not impossible, but like as I said from this morning, Arsenal have come in and they're trying to gazump Chelsea. But it's a balance really. If they miss out on targets they plan to revisit in the summer, they need to perhaps be patient and not panic buy. that is music to my ears. Not panic buying is not getting Zappa Costa. Not panic buying is not getting Gonzalo Higuain on loan just because Sarri liked him once. Or, I mean, to a degree, not panic buying. Well, I don't even say to a degree. Not panic buying would be not buying Aubameyang on the deadline day to just keep Thomas Tuchel happy, where you probably had in the back of your head you're going to sack him anyway. My washing machine is going friggin' nuts. It's a brand new washing machine, like one of these super like digital touchscreen ones. Still sounds like a friggin' it's about to explode. So pray for me, ladies and gentlemen. Sky Sports News are also talking about Chelsea. Chelsea are not done this window yet. They're still looking at a young right back, at least one more midfielder with Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez in particular. Chelsea are considering a new bid for Enzo Fernandez as we approach the deadline. They are renegotiating and looking to offer players on loan. Now, we all would like Enzo Fernandez. He's a really exciting player since the World Cup, and we were heavily linked, and he was going on strike, or certainly, as the manager said, the player went crazy because he wanted the Chelsea move, which seemingly that stopped. He's settled, and he's playing in the Benfica side again, and he's looking bloody wicked, which doesn't help our cause. It kind of does, but it doesn't. It does because he was playing well before the World Cup. He played well and won the World Cup and won the best young player at the World Cup. Drink every time I say World Cup. But then he's returned and he's just playing really well still. He's just clearly a good player. He's getting a bunch of assists. He's scoring free kicks. He's, winning game. He's just looking absolutely mustard. So in a way, from a Chelsea perspective, you're like, okay, good. He's continued his good form. He's clearly a good player. And we need and want that. But also, what's not going to our favour is he's going to cost a crap ton of money. So we know about the UEFA. I said in my latest upload yesterday that UEFA are changing the rules, so you can't amortize super long transfers, super long contracts for huge transfer fees, like over 8 years, which is weird. Like I heard Simon Jordan, talk about this on TalkSport, and he was right. He was like, why are they changing the rules? Because suddenly Chelsea have done. There has been long contracts before, and of course it's not all good. Chelsea take a risk. What if Mudryk or whoever we sign stinks the place out, has a mental breakdown or a career-changing injury, and we've got to pay 80 million of wages for him for the next X amount of years? They're rolling huge dice unless there's something peculiar in a contract that says like, if you can't play football, your contract's terminated. Which I wonder if there is something like that. That would be interesting to learn. But do you know what I mean? He rightly said, look, they're taking a risk as well. They're making a decision. It's a business decision. It's their right. Why change the rules? Just because a bunch of other Premier League clubs whinged. Whatever. Even if they do change it, it means we can still get ahead this window. And we've still signed a lot of these players up to long-term deals. So what do you think? I'll be very, very keen to learn your thoughts. I urge you to comment down below in the comment section, and yeah, I appreciate everyone that likes the video. Of course, there will be a lot of movements in the final days of January, and we will follow all the developing stories here on Football Therapy, man. I really look forward to it, actually. I feel like it's going to pop off. I'm settled now, I'm moved in, stuff's on the walls, I'm spitting on my monitor, so I'm comfortable. And yeah, man, I really look forward to following the stories with you guys, so... I'll just turn my camera off, that's how much of a pro I am. So yeah, thanks for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you as soon as I upload again, which could be any time. So turn the bell on. Peace.